There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Don't really slap me.
CIA style.
Don't slap me.
I've been learning a lot about interrogation
I
techniques.
just don't understand belly slapping.
Well, we're going to talk all about it, and you're going to understand when I fucking slap the shit out of your belly.
I want you to slap my belly. I don't feel good in the belly.
Oh! It does feel good in the belly. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Welcome to the last podcast on the left, everybody. Uh-oh, what's going on with the sound? Marcus made a weird face.
No.
It was weird?
Oh, I'm just having to do some adjustments from last night.
You're in a fucking pussy coma. Marcus got all of it.
Yes.
I'm with us as always.
Hungover Henry Zabrowski.
Hong Kong!
I'm hungover Hong Kong Henry Zabrowski, and it sounds like, oh, you go get me spring roll. What will so the alcohol, baby? What we're doing? It's me. I need the bread. I need bread.
Good.
I think this is quite simply the most hungover I've ever done this podcast.
You are in beautiful shape right now.
I'm
Wonderful
fatter.
condition.
I know I'm fatter.
A little bit fatter.
Well, I mean, you have to be. You drank a lot of beer last night.
I drank beers. Yeah. I didn't pay for any, though. So it comes down to is that, what do you do when you drink for free? Because it's like I didn't drink at all because I didn't spend any money. But people bought me drinks.
Right.
By the way, that was the most alcoholic dad thing you've ever said. It's like I didn't drink at all because I
didn't spend a single dime on it, man. Free beers don't count. Free beers can't get you drunk. Free beers just make you special and fun.
I agree. Speaking of getting drunk or whatever, being in a different state of mind, today we're going to be talking about torture, both...
No, but you say torture, I say justice.
Justice being served.
I
Pee-pee
say
on those dead bodies.
advanced interrogation.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about this is that, again, we kind of touched on a little bit last time about how much technology comes out of our military and how they get all the primo shit to test on blowing up people in towels over in the deserts over there. Is that bad to say? So we're going to go through stuff that it's like, I wouldn't say that this technology is advanced for the most part, but a lot of it is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
These are cruel and unusual punishments, right? That's what we're looking at today?
Cruel and unusual.
And you're the expert.
I am the expert. Well, you're the expert. But, it's been going on since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
This has been happening. All militaries were the first to create the technology that we're using to this day.
I have very vivid memories of... Have you ever been in medieval times?
No, I never did. I heard it had great steaks, though.
It's just chickens. All they have is chicken.
It's just chicken.
Yeah,
huh?
it's just chicken. No, I wish it had steaks, but you're not supposed to eat with the forks because you're in the fucking past.
Medieval time. Oh,
Welcome to a time machine. But they have a torture museum.
I just want to get put in one of those stocks and have all those tomatoes thrown in my face.
Well, it looks like you already have been. Because of how tall you are, you fucking freak. You're a monster. You're a monster.
I was in the ring.
I can't believe that someone's so big, huh? So tall. Hey, tell me. Are you a basketball player?
What do they feed those boys in Wisconsin?
What are you, like 1,000,000 yards tall?
Oh, we have fun.
Man, it's just joshing. The thing about comedy is that it's just good to put things out there that people can relate to.
So you're at medieval times. So you're eating chicken.
I'm eating chicken, and I'm just like, come on, extra chicken, Mom. Mom, I want extra chicken. They're like, no, you can't. Well, I don't know. Okay, waitress. That's like, I'm a wench. Wench, can you bring an extra chicken for my son? And they're like, we don't have any more chickens. We only allot one chicken per person. I'm just like, oh, Mom, come on. I need a Cornish hen. A little Cornish hen.
That's great. Wow. Well, this is really a fantastic show so far.
You're really doing well.
So you went through the torture museum there in the medieval times. I'm looking at one.
That's all I remember.
I'm looking at one right now. It was called the Pear of Anguish.
Ooh.
And the Pear of Anguish, if you want to take a look at it there, Henry, it looks like a pear, but then it doesn't taste like a pear. It tastes like anguish.
What does it do?
Well, it was apparently used for, it was conducted for miscarriages, liars, blasphemers.
God,
and
that's the one thing we don't do anymore. We just don't punish women enough for having miscarriages.
I know.
I really think that, like, if you want to teach people to carry these babies to full term, we've got to use these pairs of anguish over and over again. But what does it do?
You know, it's just that's just a symptom of our disposable culture.
This fucking, it's the 90s, man.
It's the
TGIF.
bunch of plastic babies out there. I remember we used to hold on to things. It's not right. So liars, blasphemers, and as well homosexuals, where they were given the Pear of Anguish. This instrument consisted of 4 leaves that slowly separated from each other as the torturer turned the screw at the top.
Where does it go?
Well, it was the torturer's decision to simply tear the skin or expand the pear to its to its maximum to mutilate.
Oh yeah, that goes up your ass or your
It goes up your pussy, your ass. I would assume your mouth as well. So basically, they're just stretching this thing, and I think there's a knife that comes out as it stretches that goes into your body.
Does
right?
it say what country used that?
Well, it just says medieval times.
Are we still using it?
I don't know. No, because advanced. Frankly,
That's how you got that goddamn Osama bin Laden.
Absolutely gave him the Pear of Anguish. No, nowadays I'm reading what the CIA usually uses, and we're pussies. We used to be such stronger people.
It's just harder because I mean, also we lived to 22. You know, like when you are a grizzled old man at the age of 22, I think that your life perspective is different.
Right.
And God, Pear of Anguish.
Pear of Anguish.
What I like about it, I think a thing to talk about too in terms of unusual punishment is that I just think they thought that like bodies could take a lot more because we all lived in filth. So it's like it's a really. If you want to get information for someone, you could stick a metal ball up someone's ass and then spin a fucking screw until it opens up inside.
For some reason, I feel like they didn't feel as much pain. I just don't think they had to be tougher back then.
Well, it's just like how many miscarriages did a woman have per year?
Oh my! I mean, their wombs were made of leather. It was like a very bizarre thing down there. They would probably go through. I bet you chicks kept 1 in 4. But 1 in 4 babies made it.
You know, that's not a bad statistic. That's fairly accurate.
And then and then how many women died in childbirth to begin with?
Christ. Who knows? But let's go back.
Because we're not supposed to be having babies.
That's the thing. We should have figured that out.
That's the thing. I
Baby
just can't
makers
imagine.
for lambs and goats.
Humans just aren't made to reproduce.
Think about it. All right, you make a baby inside of you that's like bigger than the hole it's supposed to come out of. That's Haganini.
Haganini. That is Haganini. I agree.
You know what? You should write to Dave Barry.
Yeah, and I'm gonna write a book called That's Haganini, and it's all just stuff like, why does a light bulb got to be shaped like a light bulb? I want a light bulb that's shaped like a different type of light bulb,
like a triangle or
that's
something.
Haganini.
It's Haganini. So medieval, they used the Pear of Anguish, and nowadays we'll just go through. Number 1, this is a very common technique. It's just called the attention grab. This is what the CIA uses nowadays.
Are we hopping right into this? We're not going to go through more unusual punishments?
No, I want to go back and forth just to show what pussy times we live in. Or what? I mean, we can definitely go through unusual punishments, the Pear of Anguish, and of course there's going to be a whole bunch of other ones. Yeah.
You take us down this river, man.
Yeah.
You're in charge of this boat.
You got the oars, man.
What I'm saying is, the CIA is a bunch of weak pussies. Number 1 is the attention grab, where the interrogator just grabs a dude by the shirt and shakes him.
Okay, so this is advanced interrogation techniques, right?
It's used nowadays.
Now, this is what we are trained. This is the secret shit, quote unquote, or like technically not, because you're allowed. You're supposed to get whatever information you want.
Sounds like bullying 101 to me.
But it's just this is what they do. This is what they did to Osama bin Laden's assistant.
Yep. They just took him and they shook him.
And it's called attention grabber. That's the name of the technique, which is grabbing him by his shirt and just shaking him.
The attention grab. Yeah,
it's
like what your father used to do when you were late to church. And
That's
you were
like if I gave a specific term to like putting on a shirt, like, I gotta go. I'm slinging some slaves.
Slinging slaves, yeah.
Sling your slaves, and then you gotta tie them feet gloves.
Feet gloves.
Oh, that's the I speak for shoes.
Yeah, so you got the attention grab.
Put your
over
hat
there.
glove on and your feet glove. And go out there. Oh, God damn.
I love it.
Hungover Henry Zabrowski.
You're
Go
doing
out there
great.
and do
Fucking 2 seconds. I'm in a 2-second delay.
Oh my goodness. Well, the internet stopped now, so I don't get to see my other things.
What are your other things?
The torture chair. I love the torture chair.
There's several torture chairs. I know about a couple of them where they have just standard chair with nails, strap a bitch to them, make her scream that she's a witch.
Yep.
And then another one that's got a hole coming up through the middle.
Goes up the ace.
And then you go up to the ace of the vaju.
I'll tell ya.
That's also to make a witch scream that she's a witch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of devices that were made up to make witches scream that are always just like, well, she'll scream if she's a witch.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does it do? It's like, what it is, it's got these two hooks that go in her eyes.
Right.
And we know if she's a witch, if her eyes get all fucking
That's
bloody
right.
and pop out of her
You
head.
make her put this puzzle together, the earth opens up, this guy named Pithead comes
We
around.
got this new witch detection system. It's working out great. What we do is that we take a knife and we cut off the breasts of the witch.
Oh my.
And if the breasts grow back,
She's not a witch.
she's not a witch.
She's good then.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's weird.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you,
but
Edward.
yeah.
I shall be calling the Prime Minister and having him put his...
Excellent. I'll have my slaves carry my children to
You
the court.
love slaves when you're hungover. That's fast. I don't know, I guess.
That's the second time in probably 6 minutes that you've mentioned slaves.
But I would
When's the last time I mentioned slaves?
You said
like
slave
3
throwing.
minutes ago.
Like 3 minutes ago. You're talking about slave throwing or slave tossing.
No, sleeve tossing.
Oh!
Sleeve.
Okay, yeah. So
I heard
me and,
slave.
Yeah, me and Kissel brought our own thing to that.
Yeah. But you're right.
Lord.
Apparently there's 500 to 1,500 different types of torture technique chairs. Pretty fun. You get to be really creative in there. Some versions, there were holes under the chairs, like you were saying, and they placed coals to cause severe burns to the victim's rectum while they remained conscious.
Why have all of these involved the rectum?
Because it's
the
easy
place
to get
go.
to.
That's the thing. It's like every time you're playing a video game, there's always a weak spot of the monster that you have to kill at the end of a level. And in this case, for man, it's the anus.
I mean, I've always found my greatest weakness is if you chain my arms and legs down and force a spike or fire into my asshole. I always that's like my biggest. That's my Achilles heel. Yeah.
For me, it's just a pet peeve.
You know, I don't know though. I feel like my asshole doesn't have that much sensitivity. I think that I could deal with something up there, and it
don't
wouldn't
know,
hurt that
bro.
bad.
Nah,
I don't think it
but
hurts
you
that
put the
bad.
pair. I mean, I don't know. What's the biggest thing you've ever put up your ass?
Just a couple of no. Private thoughts. Don't reveal. Don't reveal.
Let's not do this.
All right. Good. Thank God we made it past that. Woo! I thought for a moment I was going to be revealed.
I think the biggest torture of setting a butthole on fire, I mean, besides just the insane pain, is that I would also say it's the sound
The
of
sizzle.
your butthole frying.
and the smell of the shit cooking.
Yeah. Well, does the fire anywhere? I think
Fire's rough.
fire's real bad.
What do you think is worse, though? If you remember Iron Man, they put the coal in that dude's mouth because he ratted him out.
Yeah.
What's worse, coal in the asshole or coal in the mouth? I would rather have it in the asshole because when it's in the mouth, you have to see it coming towards you, and it burns the tongue. The tongue is more sensitive than the ass.
I'm not
in my
going for
opinion.
either option. I'd rather you put a chocolate in my mouth.
Well, of course you would rather a chocolate in your mouth. Everybody would. But, no, you don't get that. You don't get chocolate.
No.
I think chocolate in your asshole would probably hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you just
chocolate in your asshole?
like, oh, it's all
It might make you die.
It's well, I mean, it's you're not supposed to put things.
If you
up
put 100%
No.
coca,
Cocoa.
coca,
there. A coca butter,
a coca butter.
a coca bean, a coca bean.
I think that could cause some major damage.
I don't know.
You're about to vomit, Henry. But anyway,
Oh, yeah, is it the 4 shades of plaid I just turned?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
yeah, he looks like
Henry
gingham.
Zabrowski.
Henry died looking like a little.
Hungover Zabrowski's right for
So
the
apparently, the time of death when you were sitting in one of these sweet chairs varied from a few hours to a couple of days because they would put the spikes in and then they wouldn't remove them, so you couldn't bleed out. So you would just sit there in this awful chair for God knows how long.
Man, white people have been working hard for a long time. Yeah, white people really are good at hurting other things.
Like,
They
we're
are.
really, really good at it. Like my favorite, got to be the classic, man, the Iron Maiden.
God
Like the Iron Maiden is, for those of you who don't know what the Iron Maiden is, not just an awesome band, but what it is
Maiden! Yeah!
What came first?
The Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay.
But the Iron Maiden is it's kind of a sarcophagus shaped like shaped like a man
Or a lady.
or a lady.
Because of the name.
yeah,
Or
or a
an
lady.
Iron Mister.
But it's just got
Faggot.
and it inside and it opens up and inside it's covered in spikes,
Yep.
like these real long spikes, and they just put someone in there and then they close it on them. So there's just probably 24 spikes just shoved through this person.
What I like about that is it doesn't need to be called the attention grabber.
No, it
I
doesn't.
mean, it doesn't need a name. You just toss someone in there. It's a blunt thing that's done for a reason. My big question is that why do they use some of this stuff? Does it say there why they use the chairs? Like
Witchcraft, homosexuality, bigotry, lying, being saying something wrong about the king. That's it.
Yeah.
Those
Wow.
are all punishable
It
offenses.
was really easy to break the law back in the day.
Yeah, just like do anything. Just be poor.
But rape was prevalent.
That's not against the law.
You know, it's like there's just,
That's fine. You
there was
gotta
so
get those
much,
babies
like,
made.
Rape was such a constant
Yeah.
for so long that it just.
Can you imagine what it was like to be a woman back then with the period and then the blood, but there's nothing to stuff
everyone
up there but
reeked.
hay? Oh, yeah, they smell terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like everyone just spent all of their time in awful, as they call it. They used to call it awful.
What's awful?
That's shit in entrails.
oh, fun.
But it's spelled with OFFAL.
Oh, that's also what they awful is also what you call like that's when you for now like a gastro fucking economic fucking what is it?
Gastroeconomic? Intestinal.
Hungover Henry.
All right, so number
Hungover
two.
Henry Zabrowski sings his sad song.
What-
But just in terms of like if you're a big foodie, you eat a lot of offal, which is like liver meat and kidneys and stuff
That's
like
true.
that. I've done it.
The next CIA.
You won't let me tell. You don't tell me.
No,
What
I am
don't
not
eat.
telling you anything, dude.
You know, the longer this show goes on, the more like you sound and resemble a homeless person.
Yeah. That's the thing. All right, but the CIA uses number two, most prevalent, the attention slap. That's where they slap them to get their
Okay,
attention.
but it's called the attention.
It's called the
slap.
attention slap.
Well, I would just
Things
call
have
it the
changed.
slap to attention.
Sure, you can do that. But then I just found this one. It's called the rat torture. This was pretty fantastic. It was a cheap, effective way to torture someone. And what they would do is the victim was completely restrained, tied to the ground or any horizontal surface, and a rat was placed
It's
on
a pool table.
It's a not. Oh, it's for billiards and rat torture. Yes, a rat was placed on the dude's stomach, covered by a metallic container. As the container was gradually heated, the rat began to look for a way out through the victim's body.
yeah.
The rat's running amok in the dude's body.
It's like Fievel.
It is like Fievel.
Instead of
Fievel goes to the
west,
ass.
Fievel goes through your stomach.
Oh man,
There's no cats in a batika.
no
No
cats
cats
in
in
a
a
butt
Buttercup.
whatsoever.
Yeah,
I love
it. I'm back.
Took hours to dig through the body. Apparently. Oh man, you imagine the
What is
feeling
that
of
for? What punishment was that for?
homosexuality, witchcraft, blasphemy, lying, speaking
damn.
bad about the king.
Every time. man.
Every time. That's it. Those are the 5 things you can't do.
I just wonder what led up to that. Was that like capital punishment? Or was that like, did they have anything between that and just like, well, you get raped?
Yeah.
But
I don't-
common currency is that you get raped by the prince.
I think they were just having a great time, which is even scarier is the guards and the people doing this were probably having a laugh. It was like everybody loves Raymond. They're like, everybody loves rat torture.
Working for the weekend.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, we got a guy named Simon coming in. Apparently he's a gay. We're going to give him the rat torture. This is going to be fun.
Oh, can I heat it? Can I do the heating?
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
know,
to heat
man.
it last
Rats
time.
give me the willies. Oh, it's right. The rats give Slar the willies, so let's just stick his ass in the pole seat.
Oh, my
and
God.
stab him through his butthole.
Henry Zabrowski, you were not way off when you mentioned the witch. When you mentioned the witch torture, this one is literally called the breast ripper. The breast ripper, and give that a look. Holy guns!
that
is
looks like a breast
powerful,
ripper.
Powerful. That is what happened. It was used to punish women. The breast ripper was a painful and cruel way to mutilate
or
a
fat,
woman's.
funny little boys.
You never know. Oh, did you eat too much food?
Oh, breast ripper.
The instrument was mostly reserved for women accused of miscarriages, once again, or adultery.
Good.
The claws...
You lost your baby. Next up, losing your tits.
You gotta lose... Well,
Rip the breasts.
ain't no need to have a
Scalpel.
restaurant if no one's there to visit.
Forceps. Breast ripper.
Thank you. Good. The claws were used either hot or very cold, and which I don't know which one is worse.
I've got my hot hand and my cold hand.
If the chick wasn't killed, she would just be scarred for life, as her breasts were literally torn off. Oh my God!
Is that what happened to what's her name in The Family Stone?
Joan of Arc?
No, in the movie The Family Stone with
I don't know the Family Stone.
Sarah Jessica Parker?
No,
Is
the
that
mom.
what happened to her breasts?
No, she had BC.
Oh,
She had the B-cants.
I see.
The BC?
The breasty cancies. Breast cancer.
Oh my God! A common variant of the breast ripper is often referred to as the spider, which is a similar instrument attached to the wall. The victim's breasts were fixed to the claws, and the woman was pulled by the torturer away from the wall. Holy Christ! And back to the CIA technique, the belly slap. That's number 3 most used, the belly slap. It's literally described as a hard, open-handed slap to the stomach. The aim is to cause pain, but not internal injury.
This is my question.
We need to go back to the breast ripper. We would know everything we need to know about the Taliban.
Every single thing that has been mentioned so far in advanced interrogation techniques, I had happened to me
I
from
know.
the ages of
What
8
secrets
to
did we
13.
have as children that we were forced to be fucking slapped around and attention grabbed all over town? Good
belly
Christ.
slap.
The belly slap.
Literally the belly slap.
Have we been slapping the bellies of Al Qaeda for
This
the
is
last
what the
9
liberal
years?
media is upset about?
This is what we're upset about, is that they slap people's fucking bellies?
I guess so.
I say bring back the breast ripper.
The breast ripper is awesome. Or the
Use
spider.
the breast ripper. If we're gonna listen, guys, I'm against torture. I'm
yeah.
against it.
Yeah.
But
So
if they're
far,
gonna
they haven't done
torture
anything
people,
torturous.
No, you're just slapping people. All right, you slap as many people as they slap on a fucking soap opera every day.
Right.
Like you can't just be slapping people. It's also a pussy way to hurt somebody.
It's a WWE move. It's just Pro Wrestling 101.
He had Osaka Gudaki up against the
I have the feeling
turnstile.
Ric Flair is in there. Woo! Just slapping him.
Breast ripper, please.
There's something in his tights. It's the breast ripper.
It's cold check. The breast
It's
ripper.
the cold breast ripper.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mick Foley!
Oh my God, he would probably love it. Oh,
I'm gonna have, if I ever lose my feet to diabetes, I'm gonna get them both replaced by breast rippers.
Oh my goodness! Going back to medieval times, the head crusher. This is a pretty cool looking device.
Straight to the point.
It kind of looks like one of those little hats that kids used to wear with the helicopter.
It looks like a head crusher.
A propeller beanie.
Yeah, it looks like a propeller beanie. And this was, they would just, put the kid's head in there. The chin was placed over the bottom of the bar and the head under the cap. The torturer slowly turned the screw, pressing the bar against the cap. And then I guess,
Popped your head?
you pop your head off.
I'm really rethinking my time travel plans.
Yeah, don't. Oh, why would you ever go back to the medieval times?
There has been, the first good year was 1969.
I agree. All
right.
I'm not going anything
That was
before
it.
that. No way.
Everything else was bad. It was all bad. I'm
gonna go for
1969. Woodstock was really cool, and then everyone was
Badass,
just
dude.
like, "Oh wow, oh so we can all be good then? Oh good,
Yeah.
good. Thank
Right.
you, rock and roll."
Yeah.
70s were going to come in, great music. SNL was about to be not terribly shitty.
Yeah.
It's about to fucking
We had
rock
like
the world.
you had like 8 years. 7.
It was a good 7 years of good time there. I mean, then it went back to shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the 80s was the worst SNL. But
I think I was going to say
that's
the 80s
torture.
were
That's
a
what they
weird
should
time
do.
to be alive, though, but good music. And then the 90s fucking was sweet.
Yeah.
I'd say like 90 to 96 was pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
96 to 99 was
Weird.
It was real weird.
Yeah, I
Well, it
just
was-
remember
well, it
being
was-
like hard for all those years.
Yep.
I remember, just ruining my dick.
Yeah, 12 to
Yeah.
14. It's
Yeah.
just a blur of like coming on myself.
It was great. But apparently with this head... What's that?
No.
You're talking about SNL some more?
No, we're talking about
we're
coming
just
on
talking
ourselves.
about cum, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
We'll
really
move on then.
Having a real good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Bring me the breast ripper.
Conversation! With the head crusher, apparently first the teeth shattered in the jaw, then the victim slowly died with agonizing pain, but not before his eyes were squeezed from his sockets.
Now,
this would be a fun one to see.
What was this punishment used
Homosexuality, blasphemy, witchcraft, lying, or saying something wrong about the king.
Very good.
It's just one of those 5.
Keeping it consistent, man.
Yeah.
No, I like that. That's the thing. In the end, it's just all you need is 5 rules.
Well, life was a lot simpler then.
It was. If the torture was stopped midway, the victim often had irreparable damage done to the brain, jaw, or eyes. I mean, I guess if you're in halfway through the head crusher, you just got to tell the guy to go all the way.
My question is that who's stopping? Why are you stopping? Why are we changing our minds now? We already crushed my head.
They didn't have phones back then. Maybe the king issued a pardon. They were halfway through creaking.
He showed it up like carrier pigeon showed up, and he was like, he was innocent.
No, I don't.
But I've already crushed his head.
I've got good news and bad news. Your eyes are out of your sockets, but turns out you didn't do it. You're going to be a monster for the rest of your life. But we have a tower with a bell that you can go ring forever.
Oh, and by the way, the rest of your life is going to be about 3 days because you're going to die of a horrible infection.
So anyway, but you're free to leave.
I think it's good. Could someone scoop up his eyes with a breast ripper? The thing about this breast ripper is that what I'm Hey, Slar, did you realize that this breast ripper could also be used as tongs for meat? I've invented this thing called barbecue. Where we use the fire, and instead of putting someone's asshole on the fire, we put beautiful slices of meat.
Whoa!
And then I use the breast rippers to flip them, and it's delicious. It's like, that's good?
Are you do you think the breast ripper was the reason for the modern barbecue?
Breast rippers were the first tongs.
All technology starts in the military, and it all goes to barbecue.
And it all comes right back around.
I love it.
That's great.
Going back to the CIA, number 4, long time standing. They just make somebody stand for a long time.
Well, all right. Now,
No, but this one's a little bit worse.
Chris.
They're shackled and their hands are tied behind their bodies there, and they have to stand for 40 hours. So that's tiring. That is tiring.
But you just have to. So
There's no spikes. There's no anal penetration. There's no head crush.
I imagine that really sucks.
It does. It does. Not as bad as the saw torture.
Not as bad as the head crusher.
Not as bad as the head crusher. The saw torture is pretty great, though, too. Look at this. It seems to be definitely used for witchcraft. They literally just hang you upside down from a pole and saw you from your vagina to your neck.
Is this for miscarriages as well?
This is only for miscarriages. No, actually, I got it right here. The victim's often accused of witchery, adultery, murder, blasphemy, or even theft. Look at that.
It's rough for theft.
That's real rough.
You got it. Yeah.
Well,
to be cut in half from your asshole, from your balls to your fucking throat.
What do you think would have happened to Bernie Madoff if Bernie Madoff
he would be
was
king,
in medieval
so it
times?
doesn't even matter. Nothing would happen to him.
Well, that's the thing, is that his entire lot would have been like 6 chickens.
Exactly. Or it would we just been chanting since it was born of "kill the Jew."
They did not like Jews.
No. They had it bad.
Spanish Inquisition, real bad.
Again,
real bad time for the Jews.
Yeah, real bad time for everybody but white men.
Yeah.
Which is still going on. We're still in there.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
fucking
killing it.
Yeah, well, now we hit our peak.
We've peaked it.
Yeah, we peaked it.
I don't know, man. I think white people are going to be good for a long time. It's really sad.
I don't know. I think we're definitely on the downhill.
I don't know.
We're gonna hit a valley.
I don't think it's downhill. I think it's
all
just
down.
everyone else is going to be fine soon.
It's fine.
And we're just not gonna be on top of the world.
I think
Not
it's
these
fine.
people in the saw
I don't need this
torture.
pressure anymore.
Apparently, the benefits of having somebody inverted was that it assured sufficient blood diverted to the brain. Second, it slowed down the loss of blood. And third, which I think is by far not mattering, it humiliated the victim.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about being humiliated at this point? You were getting sawed in half. The last thing you're like, oh, I look terrible. I'm so embarrassed. I'm humiliated up here. I'm getting sawed in half.
so fat.
I didn't put makeup on.
Oh my god! I hope Jared doesn't walk in right now.
I am getting sawed in half up here.
I'd die if he came in right now.
The torture would last several hours, and when a confession was required, the victim was frequently forced to watch someone else be subjected to the method as well. And if he did not confess, he'd be slowly cut in half.
Guess what, man? Confess.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
give it
to
up.
whatever.
Just give it up.
But then I think if you confess, then you get
You get
murdered.
died. You just died.
There's
But
you're
you
damned
die
if you do,
fast.
damned if you
Not
don't.
only do you die, but you go to hell.
Yeah, the old
That's the thing, is that if you confess that I am, like, if you declare I am a witch, then you are declared to be aligned with Satan. Therefore, you believe in your head, in your primitive little fucking monkey brain, that you are going to hell.
If only Satan was also real,
Yeah.
and he could have helped people like that.
Yeah, and he woulda.
I
like
that's
to
the
think he
thing.
would've.
I really think that Satan would give a shit about his followers. It's not like, I think, because God has so many and obviously doesn't care about them.
Yeah.
But that I really think that that's where Satan would come in and fill
Satan's
things in.
nice because you don't have to confess your love to Satan. All you have to do is not love God, and you automatically love
Or
Satan.
on Satan's team.
I didn't even sign up for it, but Satan's just like, all right, cool, man. You're with me. You don't have to talk to me. We don't have to hang out ever. But just know that you're on my team. And
It's
I'm
like a
"Thank you,
great
Satan."
weed dealer.
It's fantastic.
It's like a great weed dealer. You don't have to
how are
hang
you?
out.
Okay, fantastic.
Boom,
Goodbye.
boom. Here's your money. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you don't
Done.
have to hang out on the couch.
Yeah.
You watch his fucking home videos.
Speaking of the Iron Maiden, it's also known as the Virgin of Nuremberg.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a German thing.
And it stood 7 feet tall.
Oh, it's like you.
I
You big
know.
so tall.
I get it all the time. Hey,
I wonder if that
were the
Virgin-
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, was that Virgin of Nuremberg? Did they play basketball?
What do they feed girls in Germany?
Oh, Marcus,
Oh,
you're
so
gonna
tall.
like. You're gonna like this one. This one's called the Spanish Tickler. Give this
what
a
does it
look.
do?
This just looks like a good time. They just hang you on the wall and tickle
Stab you. It stab you with a stick. That's fun.
The victim was naked, tied up, making him or her completely defenseless. Then the torturers began, sometimes in public, just began mutilating the victim. They often began with the limbs and slowly moved into the chest, back, and finally the face. Ooh,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like a tickle.
You know,
Well, they had a different definition of tickling back then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
and people would just come watch that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a WNBA game.
No,
Everybody loves
You
it.
mean torture?
Yeah, that it's torture, but it was the only thing going on at the time, you know.
The beheadings and the public executions, that was like a good, like, Cowboys-Packers game.
Dude, that's the thing. I would have been at every single one holding up signs, be like, he did it, whatever.
I'd be like, hey, do you need an intern?
I just imagine you there with a huge. I just saw you in medieval times with one of those floppy snood hats on, standing there with like all these rags on, the big thing of like just like weird like valley booze, just like yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Kill him.
hang him. Hang him. No. See, this is why you're here with me,
Yo,
Jimmy.
because that's
Now
how I
look at
reacted
this,
when I
Jimmy.
watched the Saddam Hussein video when he got
I
hung.
mean, that Saddam video was nothing. I can't believe that he was hung, though.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was really, and on that weird cell phone video.
So strange, so like unofficial.
Yeah.
Like if you just think that they would just video. It was great though.
Yeah,
It was great.
I feel like fly on the wall scenario.
Yeah.
It was like The Office.
It was. He was the Steve Carell character. All right, so the number 5 thing with the CIA that they use, it's called the cold cell. And this is where a prisoner is left to stand naked in a cell, kept near 50 degrees, soaking wet, doused in water there. And he's just kept there for a couple of hours.
Well, that's just me in my apartment because my heat doesn't work after
That's
I get
the
out
thing.
of the shower.
That's the thing.
That's just my landlord doing that to me. I wonder if my landlord's from the CIA.
It's possible.
I'm sure it is. He's keeping surveillance on you.
Sticking with the game show aspect, the wheel torture, that's what the medieval times used to do. This was sort of a Pat Sajak situation.
I'd like to buy a bowel.
Buy a bowel.
Cuts out his butthole.
That's good, yeah.
I mean, it was a bit far to walk for the joke, but I got there.
It's fine.
That was fantastic. This was reserved for hated criminals. The wheel always killed its victims, but did it very slowly.
Like Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow'd it, yeah. It was a large wooden wheel.
You're
with-
just...
This is my Tim Tebow day.
I love it.
Oh, hungover Henry Zabrowski.
The Broncos got destroyed.
Fucking A.
That was a torture game to watch, that's for sure. The device consisted of a large wooden wheel with many spokes, and the victim's limbs were tied to the spokes, and the wheel itself was slowly revolved. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot meaner than a cold room.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I love drawn and quartered.
What's that?
drawn and quarters rough.
Yeah, it's real rough. It's where they tie ropes around all of your limbs, tie the other end to horses, and then they slap the horses on the
that's
ass
a
and
fun
it rips
one.
you apart. Yeah,
The
Braveheart.
Which one?
That's how William Wallace died.
I also seem to remember the
Burning at the stake.
there was more ceremonial sort of executions for kings. Like, during the times of the nomadic tribes in the Middle East, they would do this thing when one tribe beat another tribe in a certain battle. The ceremonial way to kill the leader of the other tribe was to lay him down on his side, and they had this long curved spike that they would stick into his ear and just hammer the spike into his brain. But it was done super ceremonially.
And this was when they caught another king, an enemy king? That's kind of a nice
Another one was to pour molten lead into his ear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's gotta hurt. That's a doozy.
Boy, it's gonna smart. What?
Is there any more CIA techniques?
The last one they use most commonly is waterboarding, which is not nearly as bad as pouring molten lava into somebody's ear.
We were gonna waterboard someone here, but then I think in the end I'm hungover, man.
You're very hungover.
Yeah, we got to record the round table of gentlemen.
Oh, we have to end this? Oh my goodness, there's just so many. The Heretic's fork. Look at this one, dude, where they just literally just put a fork up to the bottom of your chin, so if you open your mouth, it just starts to go through your bottom there.
So many ideas.
There's so many
ideas.
I wish we could get back to this. Why can't we torture
This
people
is
like
the type
Torture
of
doesn't exist
creativity
anymore.
that doesn't exist in America anymore.
I know, man. This is why we're losing the war to China. You imagine what they're doing to their political prisoners over there.
Yeah, and we're just slapping bellies.
God, slapping belly, attention grab. Jesus, that's how my mother used to wake me up every morning. It's terrible. The knee splitter. Look at that fucking thing.
Oh, splitting the knees.
Splitting the knees. That's what happened to Yao Ming.
For some reason, I got a feeling that we've got someone who's just been masturbating this entire episode.
Yeah, you think so?
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Stop masturbating!
Come on, buddy. No.
You masturbating right? You stop masturbating!
Finish it up. Let him go.
Just
All right.
imagine that you're coming
He's not hurting
into
anybody.
a blender. What? Coming over Henry Zabrowski's
We gotta go. We gotta go.
We have to go. There's another one called the crocodile tube, which is just a tube full of crocodiles, and then they would throw people in them, and then the crocodiles would eat
Again,
them.
don't need a fancy name.
God, the crocodile tube is awesome.
Doesn't need a fancy name. It just does what it does.
Maybe I do want to go back in time. Executioner would be a
You
very
just want to
fun
be
job.
the Willy Wonka of torture chambers.
Yeah.
And sitting there just being like, the schnozberries taste like crocodile tubes.
Interesting. I just want to go around to everybody and just be like, "What'd you say about the king? What'd you say about the king?" No, I didn't say anything.
Listen, we all
you're
love.
lying.
Everyone here on the execution panel loves Ben's energy.
Yeah.
We love your drive, but you got to know that
I love the job. Thanks for having me.
Can't do this all the time. We got to govern sometimes. We got to teach people how to read.
Crocodile tube.
Crocodile tube. All right, let's just see the crocodile tube. All right, we'll look at it. That will be fun.
One last thing is that I know for a fact that some of my ancestors delivered these people to torture chambers because the name Parks comes from England. We're English immigrants. Comes from England. We were park rangers. We made sure we caught people who were poaching on the king's land in the king's forest.
Stealing, thievery.
Yeah,
Thievery. That's the chair. That's the head crusher.
Yeah, my family delivered a lot of people to the fucking crocodile tube.
Did you ever meet any really smart and sassy bears?
Henry, which one do you want to die by?
Oh, which one I want to die by?
Yeah.
Crocodile tube.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right. That sounds fun. Marcus, how about yourself?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden? All right. I want to go. I'm going to go with the breast ripper, and that'll do it for the show.
All right, go out there, get
God.
yourself some breast rippers, and really enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, can you see me up here?
God, so tall.
Right.
How's the weather up there?
All right. It's
Fucking
fine.
big, tall.
All right.
You're tall.
You are good.
Magustalations. And here's a tip for everybody: if you're gonna drink, you're gonna want to find a place to hide for a couple of days after you drink real long and
Man,
hard.
you
Maybe you've
fucking-
made some promises to people, or you said some weird stuff the night before, and you just got to know to just forget about it. Just find a place to hide out,
No one
and that
remembers,
stuff just
man.
dies down, man.
Nobody cares, dude.
Remember, I did threaten violence once last night.
You grabbed me by
Just once.
You grabbed me. The one thing that you did do is you put me in a headlock as I was leaving. You grabbed me and really strangling me pretty hard, and then you went, "What's 42 plus 6?" And I went, 48, and you're like, "I love you."
I remember that now. Oh,
we love you.
Oh yeah, I do love you.
And then
Henry.
Nikita touched me.
Yeah, yeah.
my God.
She. I'm sure that was very, very exciting.
I like
for
her.
you.
Nikita's the chick
I
that
like
Marcus
her.
is fucking getting it out with. It's hot. Oh, there's a new one. There's another one called the Brank. Oh,
Okay,
it's so
we
good. All right,
have
we gotta be
people-
done.
we gotta go.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
My goose legends.
Make us legend.